Hello again, looking at the same card spread that I was doing in the first video. This will be very short. I just felt like it was important to add something in about when looking at the cards, when working with the cards, because I'm assuming that some people will have this deck and will have read the accompanying book and therefore understand my aims and the symbology, but of course a lot of you won't. If there are a lot of you out there, perhaps that's a bit presumptuous of me. Anyway, some of you won't know, and perhaps you're just looking out of curiosity at this, so I thought I'd just explain one more layer of working with these cards from the Everyday Enchantment deck is the colours. Now obviously the borders tell us something immediately. The coins, the earth is green, the cups is blue, then the blades is the kind of purpley colour, and wands is red, and the major arcana is black. But it's not that's the most important thing. I was thinking about this and thought I had to add that not in all of the cards, but in a great many of them, you can pick up clues, cues from the layering of the symbology, because every card is rich with as much meaning and depth as I could put in, so that you would have as many layers, cues, clues to work from when you are using them. And in the High Priestess card here, which you can see from, well, you'll know from the first video, and looking at her now, this is the High Priestess. You can see very much the twilight colours, the night colours, the mystical colours, the betwixt and between, the ethereal, the otherworldly colours that are in this card. And you can see that she is not naturalistically coloured at all if you compare her to the Queen of Cups next to her, who is very much naturally coloured in the face. This lady is not, and that's a very deliberate thing, so that you will really feel drawn into the uncanny, eldritch, strange, weird, whatever you want to call it, aspect that she has brought into this very mundane scene, this very prosaic scene, this very everyday scene of the back street with the bins and the graffiti. Even the graffiti is in these rather beautiful colours. I'm a bit biased because I like these colours very much, being a very twilighty sort of person, and there is a word called twilighty because I said so anyway. Yes, so you can pick up a lot from the colours. If you swing over to the Queen of Cups, who is also very ruled by moon, water, emotion, feeling, you will see those colours again. The silvery hair, the turquoise shawl, the greens, the purples. Now, only thing that is slightly brighter are her trousers, which are brightly coloured, showing us that she is a lot more earthed, even though she is a very watery being with perhaps a kind of floatiness to her, which is denoted by her dangly jewellery and her floaty scarf and so forth, and her hair that's kind of flying out. Yes, what was I saying? Yes, you can still get the feel of her from the colours of her clothes, and in comparison to the people in the background who are very washed out, and the man in the foreground with his dog, who are very earthy in comparison. And the only other thing, which is the water bottle, which shines out with its own kind of glow, because it's very important to denote that we are dealing with a watery energy to this card. And also it plays a part in the image. I don't want to go on and on about this. I just wanted to give you another aspect to this reading, and to all the readings that you may do or choose to do in the future with these cards. If we go back to the Justice card, she's wearing a very dark red, almost burgundy suit jacket, which is in complete, if you look at these two, that one and then move down to this one, you can see the difference. She is very much present, confident, absolutely certain, sure who she is, and her clothing actually sort of reflects that stance, that certainty, that total reliance on her own inner balance and her own certainty. I said certainty already. Her own experience, her own life experience, her own truth. She is absolutely firm in that, and nothing that goes on around her will shake that, and she feels completely able to offer a balanced view between anything that may come up. She wasn't expecting this to happen. She was on her way to work, and so it shows that she's pretty unflappable, and her choice of clothes shows that she's pretty bold and positive and resolute, and well, she's not the colour of the coat is different to the two sort of slightly impish demonic kind, they're not demonic, they're impish kind of beings at the bottom who are playing havoc with the energies. Her coat is a darker shade of red, but it still tells us something, and you can read into that what you will yourself. Obviously, I'm not being prescriptive, I'm just saying that there are reasons why things are as they are. Sometimes things are just, the colours aren't so important. For instance, in the Knight of Blades here, the colours aren't so important, it's just a scene. There's plenty of symbology in that you can read, but the scene is not really dominated by any particular colour. If we go over to the Nine of Wands, we can see that the courageous, the resilient, the resolute chap there is wearing a lighter red, and the most important thing really are his red shoes on the stony ground, which blend in or match with the poppy, showing that he and the poppy are pushing up through the stony ground of the obstacles in their way, and are going to triumph over anything, any adversity, because there is that resolute courage and strength and that inner fire that would come with a Wands card. But in this card particularly, he is quietly confident and radiating his own power. As you can see, he's not paying any attention, he's totally focused on just doing what he's doing, showing that he's not afraid. Anyway, I think that's what I wanted to say about the colours, because I didn't think I'd put enough emphasis on that. And also I wanted to say that both of these cards, the High Priestess and Justice in the middle, and you could say the same for this chap and her, and all of them probably, to varying degrees, that they trust on their own experience. And part of that comes from having that deep relationship with your inner being, with your eternal self, and having that unshakable connection, that resolution, which also gives you the confidence to observe while you're standing strong in your own experience and not being swayed. I think I'll leave it there, because I think I've said quite enough, and it's 8 minutes long, and that's quite sufficient for a second video. Thank you for joining me. I hope that added something. I'm not entirely sure it did, but I hope there was something in there for you, because I'm aware that I'm taking up too much of your time as it is. Please come back soon, because I enjoy doing these very much. I hope you do too. Lots of love. Stay free for all our relations. Take care. Bye.